Welcome to the DNX podcast, the number one resource for entrepreneurs, nomads, and impact-driven souls. And I am your coach, Sylvia Christman. Welcome back, everyone. I'm here today with Dora Vandekamp, who has a podcast called Biohack Your Beauty. And she's here to tell us a lot more about the tips and tricks of natural beauty and what you can do to detoxify your life. Welcome, Dora. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Yes, I am so excited about this because I have so many questions for you. But before we do this, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself and what got you actually started on wanting to biohack your beauty?
Absolutely. Well, one of the things that I did when I was younger is I experimented with a lot of different kinds of beauty supplements and creams and shampoos, and a lot of times it was kind of a trial and error experience, but I've always been really interested in anti-aging. Even at a young age, I was really concerned with beauty. And so as I got older, I went and studied at the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, where I learned so much about the connection between what we eat and how we look. And I moved to Los Angeles. I worked in a juice bar. I worked in a supplement store. And it was kind of like going to school because I got to make all of these different connections about what we eat and what we put on our skin, and then how it affects us, not only in the short term, but in the long term. So knowing that, long-term health is related to cancer, related to degenerative diseases, to wrinkles, to hair loss, all of these different aspects of long-term health. And they're all related to what we're eating and what we're putting on our body right now and our lifestyle. So for me, that's just been my passion. And as I learn more, it's also becoming something that people really want to know about. So it used to be where I was kind of this black sheep. Now everybody's really interested in eating healthier because they're seeing all of these diseases and aging, all of this aging kind of happen, and they're relating it to these simple things, lifestyle habits. So, yeah.
Mm. Oh, yeah. I mean, I agree. I think that the key to my youth is my lifestyle choices and my diets and the products that I use,
Yeah.
So, so when we're talking about cleaning up your cosmetic products and biohacking your beauties, what are the most basic steps somebody can follow?
Yeah. So one of the first things is to look at the ingredients in your products. And so there's an app called Think Dirty. That's a really great app, and it'll tell you the toxin level of your product. So it's a really easy way to kind of figure out whether you should be using something or not. Now, my favorite thing is to actually go and look at the company that I'm purchasing from. So I'm really conscious about my purchases when I go to the store. Let's say I go to the health food store, or I shop online, or I go to Whole Foods, and you want to see like what is in your what is in your product. So ingredients such as sulfates and parabens and phthalates, those are all really detrimental to your health. And not only in the short term, but in the long term. They start to gather in your organs and your cells, and they can contribute to things like cancer and Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. So these are things that you really want to look for in your product. So if it doesn't have sulfates and it doesn't have phthalates, usually it'll say like sulfate free, paraben free, phthalate free. So those are all things to look for. And then the other thing to look for is kind of what's the motto for the products you're buying. So if your company is really into sustainability, if they're into fair trade, if they're into being toxin free, researching that and really kind of looking at it as a serious choice. A lot of people just kind of go to the store and they grab whatever is a pretty product. It's like this pretty packaged gold product, and you can go to the department store and spend like $50, $100, $300, more than that on like a face cream. But what you really want to do is you want to do your research. You want to go online and check and see how pure the ingredients are in there, and if they're organic, if they're non-GMO, because whatever you're putting on your skin, it's like you're eating it. So if you're not going to eat it, you don't want to put it on your skin.
Mm. Yeah, that is so, so important. It's been a long mission of mine to just really clean, not just my diet, but also my beauty products. And it's everything. It's shampoos, it's lotions, it's your makeup, it's the laundry detergents. I mean, there's so many chemicals in it. And personally, I use primarily just oils. What are your favorite sort of on-the-go beauty hacks that you actually use? Or do you make your own products too?
Yeah, so that's a good question. And a lot of people think it has to be complicated. They think like, oh, I have to buy something at the store because I don't know what to put in there. They know, but I don't know. So, but it's really, really simple. Like for me, one of my favorite biohacks is just taking jojoba oil everywhere. So I get organic jojoba oil in a glass bottle at the store. And jojoba oil is beautiful because it's very similar to the composition of human sebum. So it's very compatible with your skin, and it's really rich in vitamin E and antioxidants. And the other thing is that it draws water to the skin surface. So it's almost like it creates a protective barrier that seals the moisture in. So it's beautiful to wear out like in the airplane, or if you're anywhere that it's air conditioned. If you're going to be like you live in New York City, like New York is very polluted. So it's a great way to like seal your skin and protect your skin against, the toxins. And then the other thing that's beautiful about jojoba oil is that it helps nourish your microbiome on your skin. So we have all these little bacteria on our skin that love us, and they're trying to balance out all of the stuff that's going on outside and inside of our body. And so jojoba oil is a great way to just nourish the microbiome. It's not toxic to the microbiome. So like sulfates and parabens and phthalates, those are the things that you don't want to use on your skin because they disrupt the microbiome on your skin.
So I travel, and in us TNXers here, we travel with coconut oil. I use it for oil pulling. I use it in my hair. I use it on my face. I use it on my skin. I use it in my food.
It's wonderful.
And when you travel a lot, I find it very multifunctional.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's a really, really great, it's a biohack, because like something like oil pulling, where you're just taking all of those bacteria and, neutralizing and balancing the bacteria in your mouth. You're whitening your teeth. You're protecting your skin. You can use it as a makeup remover. So for me, like if I'm washing my skin in the shower, I just take coconut oil and I rub it all over my face. And then I just gently take like a hemp cloth and I just gently wipe the oil off. And that's how you wash your face. You don't even have to use anything that foams. This is just a really gentle way. Yeah, I love coconut oil.
That's so great. So I was just going through some of the ingredients to make your own toothpaste. Have you ever done that?
I have, yeah. What ingredients are you using?
So we shopped it in Germany, so I think they're a little bit different from the names. But I'm just curious if you make it, because toothpaste is one of the things that when you're on the go that are hard to buy, similar to sunscreen. I think that you want to use it, but they're hard to buy. And how do you make them yourself?
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if you've ever used charcoal. Charcoal is a really beautiful ingredient because you can use it to detoxify your body and detoxify your mouth. You can detoxify your skin, and you can use it internally as well. And what it does is it's not absorbent, it's adsorbent. So it pulls toxins out of your body. So I like to add it to my toothpaste. So when I make toothpaste, I use baking soda, coconut oil. I use charcoal. I use a little bit of bentonite clay, which is also really great for detoxifying. And then I use a little bit of Himalayan sea salt and some peppermint oil. And that's how I make my toothpaste. And it's great because it's easy, it's cheap, and I know it's effective without any additives or chemicals or anything like that.
Yeah, you just said something so important that the more natural I went, the cheaper my care, the cheaper it really got, because the more you make yourself and the more you go really basics rather than spending the money on really expensive natural products that often are not even that natural. I just decided to make most of the stuff my own, and it just became cheaper and cheaper and cheaper because it's really not that expensive to make all of these things on your own,
Oh my
is it?
gosh, it's not at all. And it's funny because we kind of talked about this a little bit before we started talking on the recording. But for me personally, I don't even buy shampoo anymore. I literally only use baking soda and apple cider vinegar, and that's all I use in my hair. And for me, I have a lot of hair, but it's not very thick. And so this is like a really good way for me to have volume. So I use baking soda. I take about a cup baking soda and then a cup of water. I mix it together. And then I just kind of pour it over my head when I'm showering, and I just massage the baking soda into my scalp. And baking soda is very alkalizing. It's a really good way to help detoxify and balance the microbiome on your scalp. And then I rinse that out, and then I take the same ratio of apple cider vinegar, a cup and a cup of water, and I rinse my hair with that, and I massage that on my scalp. I rinse it out, and that's it. That's all I do. It's so cheap. It's so easy. It is kind of something that might be hard to take with you when you travel, unless you're you're checking luggage, because the apple cider vinegar, but you could probably get that anywhere, and baking soda you can get anywhere. And then what I do when my hair is dry, I take a little bit of cornstarch, organic cornstarch, and I just rub it on my hands, and then I massage it into my scalp to absorb any oil. And so it's like kind of like a dry shampoo volumizer, and that's it. So it's really easy and cheap. It sounds very unglamorous, but it works really well, and it's so pure. It's the purest thing you can do for your hair. So, and your hair's living. A lot of people think that your hair is dead. Your hair's completely alive. So it absorbs everything you put on it as well. If you're spraying hairspray and chemicals on your hair, that's also going into your body.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I think, it's such a shame we were just talking about this because I have some products in Germany that I like to use, and I just got back to the States and I spent a ridiculous amount of money on these natural shampoo products, and it just made my hair look rather questionable.
Mm-hmm.
After using the products, it looks dirtier than before.
Yeah.
It is just a lot more dry and unmanageable now.
Well, and
So,
that's one thing too, is for me, the first couple times I did that, it was like my hair felt oily. And part of that is kind of your hair is detoxing. So if you've used a lot of products on your hair, it's going to take a little while for your scalp to adjust, because there's oils and they're trying to rebalance. But one thing I do like to do is I like to do hair masks to also absorb nutrients into my hair. So like I'll take jojoba oil, I'll take some essential oils, I'll do different things that like sea buckthorn oil. And I love that because it's a really good way to nourish the hair. So if I'm going to wash my hair the next day, I don't wash my hair every day. So if I'm going to wash my hair the next day, I'll just put that oil, not on the roots, but just kind of on the ends, unless I'm going really like crazy, and then I'll just go everywhere. But just on the ends, on that bottom half, and I'll just massage it in there and just really moisturize my hair. So that's another good way to kind of get that nice, soft, luscious texture of your hair, but not feel like there's like oil everywhere.
Wow. That is such a good idea. Yeah, I love that. What about cosmetics? That's also always a difficult one. I think a lot of people like to wear a little bit of makeup or mascara. By people, I say women, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Makeup. I enjoy a little bit of mascara or lipstick from time to time. Is there a way to make them yourselves, or what's the best way to detoxify that?
Yeah, so cosmetics are probably some of the most toxic things that exist, unfortunately, and we're really kind of in a precarious situation because as women at least, like we are so used to wearing makeup. I think we're brought up that way. Like we don't feel beautiful without makeup, a lot of us, and so kind of adjusting to not wearing makeup or wearing less makeup can kind of be a challenge. One thing I would say to start out is to look for more natural lines of makeup. So there are like even RMS Beauty and 100% Pure. Those are some options to look for that might be much less toxic. There might still be preservatives in there, but you are going to get a lot less toxic ingredients in your makeup. So if it's on your skin, like everything you put on your skin literally goes right into your bloodstream, which is crazy because even what you eat doesn't do that. So that's pretty crazy if you think about that you're putting stuff on your skin. And if you're putting a bunch of chemicals, like, there's all these beautiful department brands and they're gorgeous and the commercials and the ads are gorgeous, but if you know what's in them, you don't want to use them, So if you're making your own, there's some really great ingredients. So one thing I love to do is like make my own bronzer, and I'll just use some arrowroot powder. I'll use some mica powder or cacao powder. And so these are all really like natural ingredients. You can even use like some earth clay, and you just mix those together. And I like it a little bit darker, and so I use a little extra cacao powder, and the mica gives it a little bit of a shimmer. And that's a really good way to make your own bronzer. I also, one thing that sounds really hippy dippy, but it's a great way for, like, I like to make my own like blush and lip cream. So I'll take a little bit of jojoba oil, a little bit of coconut oil, and I'll take some beet juice, and I'll literally just make my own blush and lip gloss. And the beet juice is really, really, it's potent. Don't ever get it on your clothes or anything. You can also use cinnamon. Cinnamon is nice because it makes your lips kind of like puffy and pouty. So it's kind of like a lip plumper. And then, there's other things you can do. You can make your own eyeliner. So you can use activated charcoal. That's a really great ingredient. That's really thick, dark black. And then I like using coconut oil and shea butter, and I mix that together and I make my own eyeliner. What else? You can make your own mascara that way too. You just use a little bit of vitamin E oil and activated charcoal. So there's lots of different things you can do. And there's so many, we're so lucky with the internet. Like we can go online and look for anything. There's so many recipes online. You can go anywhere and look for really amazing recipes. So yeah, those are some really great ways to make your own makeup.
That is incredible. I just love hearing that. What kind of containers do you put these things in? Like, let's say you make your own mascara. That for me is always the question.
Totally. You can really easily find containers online. So if I can, I'll use a glass container. So I actually have a bunch of them because I just make my own skincare, and sometimes I'll make it for my friends and stuff. So I always have these little jars. But one of the things you can do, like with mascara, it's pretty hard to find a glass container. So you just go online on Amazon or something, or maybe not Amazon. I don't know if you're trying to be more conscious about your purchases, maybe a smaller business, but yeah, just buying a little mascara container or a little jar, and then a brush you can use like for your eyeliner. You just get a makeup brush, and that can be for your eyeliner. Lip gloss containers they have as well. So yeah, as long as you can use use glass, that's good. But if you have to use plastic, that's okay too. Just trying to get BPA free if you can.
Oh, that's so okay. That's really, really smart. Um, wow. Yeah, I just love listening to you. I'm actually taking notes. That's why I'm so quiet.
Yay! I'm glad.
Oh, this is great. I'm gonna go on a shopping spree right
Yay!
after this. Yeah, I love nothing more than making my own
Mhm.
products, to be honest, because I think it becomes so difficult when you travel a lot to just consistently find something, research them, and for us travelers, every country has different products. And if you can understand the basic ingredients you can use to make
Yeah.
something, then all of a sudden your skincare becomes so, so easy, that I think you just completely problem solved my
Oh,
shampoo question
yay!
because I will definitely just travel with. I'm already just traveling with coconut
Yeah.
oil, so I'm already traveling with charcoal for the toothpaste. So I might as well do the baking soda, cornstarch, and um, apple cider vinegar, and we're all
Yeah,
set.
it's
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 done.
easy, and the thing is, then you get to put
Yeah.
your energy into other things, and it's the pure
Hmm.
that your skincare routine is, the better you're gonna feel
Hmm.
and the more clear your mind is because those are, the toxins, those are things that cause brain fog. Those are things that cause, short-term memory issues. So those are all things that they seem kind of like, oh, it's kind of a little thing, but it's actually a really big deal to change those things. It's really beneficial for you.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, 100%. There's just so few. RMS Cosmetics, they used to sell it down the street for me, and I used to use those, and I loved
Mhm.
them. I don't know where they sell them now. What about deodorants? That's always a good question. I can't tell you how often I decided to go smelly over using something that
That's my life.
was not natural,
Yeah,
right? I'm like, I mean, at the end of the day, I'd rather go dirty and smelly than put anything toxic on my
no,
body.
it's absolutely true. And if I'm not gonna go out, often I won't even wear deodorant. Like if I'm working at home all
No.
day, like I will just be like, okay, too bad. It's better to just kind of be pure and not really worry too much about chemicals. But there's actually, one of the things because everybody's really realizing the power of natural products and people are understanding the potential of aluminum to really be toxic. And long term, aluminum is so detrimental. I mean, it's a heavy metal, so you really don't want to put it on your skin. And the thing that's scary too in a way is that you're putting it in your on your lymph nodes, right? So you have this
Mm.
direct line on your underarms. I mean, it's your breasts, right? So for women especially, like it's connected right
Hmm.
to your breasts. So the risk you have of getting breast cancer increases so much, and when you wear these toxic deodorants, and I have friends who are super sensitive, and so like they'll once in a while if they go like salsa dancing or something, they'll be like, yeah, I wore aluminum deodorant and I had a migraine the next day for like 2 days.
Yeah.
It's really crazy
Hmm.
how much of an impact.
I don't use deodorants or, I use essential oils or I use very natural. I use one very natural one that I'm very happy with. It's more like a shea butter coconut.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the ingredients. It's got like arrowroot powder in it. Super. It's great. Like it's honestly, it's a really, I like it. And when I travel, sometimes I run out, and that's it. Then game over.
Yeah,
And,
no, absolutely.
and what was I took some extra ones with me on this last trip just in case,
Mhm.
but I remember it was probably last year November. I was at an event and I ran out of deodorant and I didn't have any way to get new ones, and so I used my friend's aluminum deodorant, and like the next day my lymph nodes were swollen, and
Yeah.
it creates the sticky film underneath your armpit that just felt awful. I can't imagine using that on my body every single
Yeah.
day. It's it's probably because my system isn't used to it. Because if you use a lot of crappy products, your body wouldn't know. But it took one. I thought, like maybe like one time use isn't going to do anything. But the difference is so dramatic when you go from natural products back to chemicals.
It's so true. And you really notice even when you're around other people, like I can smell other people's deodorant. Like if somebody around me is wearing like Old Spice or something, like I get nauseous, and it's so sad because I'm kind of like, I want to be around that person, but it's making me physically like a little uncomfortable. Or somebody who uses dryer sheets, you can really sense it. It's like my throat gets all kind of closed up and stuff. But going back to deodorant, so there's one that I really like that I use, and I just have to give the product out and say it because people are looking for a deodorant that works, and it's so hard to find one because I think we're so used to wearing things that are toxic, but they work because they're completely suppressing and blocking and shutting down all of your all those follicles and everything that is expressing sweat and odor. So, we're used to that. And then switching to a natural deodorant, at first, you're going to smell a little bit anyway, because your body's detoxing from that deodorant. But one that I really like is called Organic Essence. That's the brand. And it's a really nice, it's lavender. It's in a compostable package, which I love because for me, anything that's biodegradable has precedence. Like that is just a beautiful thing to invest in something that not only is good for you, but it's good for our planet. So it's called Organic Essence, and it's just an all-day deodorant, and I carry it with me everywhere. Sometimes I have to apply it more than once during the day, but that's a small price to pay for me. Like I smell good. It doesn't, it's not a antiperspirant. I think any antiperspirant is not very good for you because it's blocking your sweat glands and you need to sweat. Like your body is getting rid of stuff. If you're blocking that, then unfortunately, we don't want to sweat, but it's a natural process of the body for a reason. And then if you do want to make your own deodorant, again, coconut oil comes to the rescue. You can do,
always.
Right? So coconut oil, baking soda. I use shea butter, which I really like because it makes a really nice texture. And then I use arrowroot or I've used cornstarch before. You can use either one. And then I like essential oils. So I really like blue tansy because it's very like fruity kind of. And then I use lavender. But it depends, sometimes I'll go for something else like vanilla, who knows? You can experiment, you can change it up, or maybe you have a signature scent that you really like. And, so just kind of go for that. But it's really, again, it's so inexpensive, it's so easy. You just make that. And again, you can put it in a little jar and just apply it with your hands. And then, that Organic Essence is a really great option. I've given it to friends who have been desperate for something. Nothing works. And they really like that one as well. So that's one I would recommend.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that a lot of our listeners are actually in Europe, so it'd be difficult. But it's all about making it yourself. That's what I would say. Yeah, but the one that I use has all of those ingredients too: arrowroot, coconut, shea butter. That's it. Jojoba. That's it. It's so easy. Oh my God, I can dork off on this all day long. This is my favorite topic: how to make your own cosmetics and go natural.
It's my favorite topic too.
But we're at the end of our time. We're actually, look at this. We went like 10 minutes longer than planned. I was so fascinated by this. So good. Thank you so much for making the time. I appreciate it. For everyone listening, we're going to put the links below the podcast so that you can find all of these amazing products and, of course, know how to get in touch with Dora and listen to her podcast directly. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Sylvia. I really appreciate it. This was so fun.
Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Before I leave you, I want to invite you into my world. Join us at the DNX Festival in September in Lisbon. If you go to our website and use the promo code podcast50, you get an extra €50 off your ticket. And subscribe to this channel and leave us a review if you can. We will review these frequently, and you can leave us a question that we will answer live online. Until next time.